We open our scene with Birdie. He sits alone at his favorite diner. Remnants of a meal spread across a plate. A steamy cup of coffee and a few papers lie in front of him. His left hand scribbles in an open notebook. The top of the page reads, "Are they related?" Below which is a scatterplot of events connected with lines and notations. His latest entry is titled, "Note in Apartment." The note in question reads, "Be careful what you say to Alborn. Be careful what you bring him. Where does the evidence go?" Some other notes include Marge letter, Necroducere Vore, Man with Backpack, the Vizio 8, and the Crows, as well as Cajun Croc, Mad Ducks near Memphis, Chanting in Chattanooga.
Birdie has a gift for alliteration.
The tempo of the diner is slow this morning. A handful of other patrons line bar stools and booths. Birdie takes a sip from his coffee and continues his writing as the waitress makes her rounds, peeking over at Birdie's plate. She leans in and asks if she can take it. He says please and thank you, then looks back down at his notebook. What do we see, dear DuBois? What is in his notebook?
You just did a pretty good job of describing what's in his notebook.
Well, shit.
Yeah, he's got that's like his main page, right? And then there are subsequent chapters for each of those locations that are kind of pinned together with his shorthand notes on what he recalls, what was significant. It's not a journal so much as like an ongoing report.
Does he have any theories, is there anything that's connected or notes that are made, is this connected to this,
There's definitely lines connected for sure. The most obvious one would be the ranch and Marge and the comment of crows, right? A couple other lines, meet to Marge and the crows. He does have a section further in back where he does write his musings, what were those bright balls of light buried underneath the Pennsylvania mountains? I never did catch a look of one, right? How does somebody trap something so evil in a book? Couldn't be nothing but words, Something else has got to give. Something else happened. And dang it all, there's a source for all of it. Where is the source? And at the bottom of his collage, if you will be his latest question. Where does the evidence go?
That's a good one. Where does the evidence go?
I mean, that's under the note. The note is all right, fantastic question. Can't unhear that question. So now Birdie's very, very concerned about where the evidence goes.
All right. The woman comes up again after having taken your plate. Are you going to be needing anything else, or a check? Do you want your check?
Yeah, check would be fine.
All right, I'll go grab your check.
Thank you.
She comes back, gives it to you. And what's Birdie going to do? He's got the day ahead of him.
Well, Birdie's a man of rituals, so he's going to head on home. Birdie's already had his post-mission day of rest and recuperation, where he lays in bed and he rests and he hydrates and he stretches and he eats and he reads, right? Just that day, it's there's nothing strenuous about it. He goes from his room to the diner and back, and that's it. Today, after breakfast, is Birdie's first day of productivity after being back from mission. And he's got some questions, and he wants to go back to that nameless bookstore in the alley. But logistically, is the first bookstore he stopped at in between Like,
Yeah, it's not it's not straight in between. You know, if he were to, he'd have to like take an extra right turn and walk for an extra 5 minutes. You know, so it's kind of on the way.
Birdie is going to go to the first bookstore he went to last time he was in between missions. He's going to go there first.
Okay.
And he remembers the name of it. It's the one that Peggy recommended. So yeah, Birdie is going to head over to Nelson's bookstore. Same place he stopped the previous time where he got the pamphlet for the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn.
He opens the door. You see that same guy inside. He's reading a newspaper. And then he looks up at you. Oh, hey, what can I get for you?
Oh, sorry, just poking my head, and I thought I saw a friend of mine come on in. Does anybody come in here in the last minute?
Last minute? No.
Huh. Mine must be playing tricks on me then. Well, sorry to have bothered you, and have a good day.
Oh, hey, did you read that book you bought? Any good?
I started it, haven't finished it yet.
All right. Well, when you're done, come up, give me a review.
You got it. Hey, you seen that odd fellow with the square backpack recently?
And then he looks up to the right, kind of shrugs his face a little bit. No, I don't think so. Fellow with a square backpack?
Yep. Last time I was in here, he was in here. And they just, struck me as a bit odd. And
as you're talking, the door opens.
Birdie's going to look at the door.
There's an older woman walking in. She's got glasses and a cane. Gertrude, welcome.
Hey, you have a good one. Hey, Gertrude, let me get the door here for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, mister.
All right. Birdie he wanted to go and see if he could run into magically that strange fellow with the square backpack that made noises. Probably had a cat or something in there, weirdo. Birdie's going to make his way to the other bookstore, the unnamed one in the alley with the delicious cookies.
So Birdie leaves after holding the door open for Gertrude. He leaves Nelson's bookstore. And he starts walking down the street. The streets of Harrisburg are becoming more familiar to Marshall Johnson. A few spots are now regular stops. The faces of people he walks past are a little more familiar. It's not nearly as hot as where he cut his teeth, nor as dry. Gray clouds in the east allude to rain in his near future. And he continues walking. Takes a turn down an unsuspecting alleyway. Underneath a wooden awning with hints of green moss is a short staircase to a door he's walked in once before. He turns the door handle and is immediately greeted by the familiar scent of incense and of freshly baked goods. Each of the short bookshelves are stuffed with an assortment of new, old, and interesting texts. On the floor are a few boxes of books that have yet to find a home. On the counter is a plate of muffins with a sweet-looking glaze and walnuts. Sitting on a stool, leaning against her elbows, is the same woman Birdie talked to during his first visit. She looks up from the book she's reading and greets him with a smile, then slips a piece of leather between the pages. Oh, welcome.
Yeah, hello again. How are you?
Oh, good. How'd it go? Did you get a chance to use the deck you got?
I did, and I wouldn't. I'd hate to impose, but if you got the time, I'd love to chat with you about it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. She takes the book and sets it down on the counter. It's The Secret Doctrine by Helena Blavatsky.
So yeah, remind me, you've done a reading or two, right?
Many, very many.
Very many, got it. Because I did it, and I read in the book, right? Kind of read the words and did my best to interpret, but I got to tell you, being new to this makes that a bit difficult. So, the first card that I pulled, right? And that one's for past or influence, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes, typically. It depends. There's different spreads, and, it has the meaning that you attribute to it. You're asking a question, and the deck is answering it in a way that you're laying out, if that makes sense. How am I doing? Where am I? Right? It's what's the intent of the draw? If you intend for the first card to represent the past, and the middle the present, and the third the future, then that's what the deck will do.
Got it. All right.
There's more complicated ones. There's like the Celtic Cross, for example, involves, it's been a while since I've done that one, almost 11 cards right there in that one spread. Each 11 represents something else.
Yeah, I could see how that could get a bit involved.
Oh, yeah. Lots of note taking.
Well, I guess I don't really know where I was at, what my intentions were when I drew them. So this might be hard, but, well, here goes. First card I pulled was the Four of Cups. Right? Second one was the Six of Wands, but it was reversed. And then the third one was the Five of Pentacles, and that was also reversed. And I have to admit, it felt ominous, when I was reading the definitions in this book.
She gets a look on her face like she's thinking. And she pulls out from behind the counter a notebook, a like leather-bound, thin leather, right? Not something expensive or extravagant. And she opens it up and flips toward the last 25% of the book, the last, quarter of the pages. Every other page is just chock full. Every margin is covered in pen or pencil. She flips to a blank page and pulls out a pencil, looks at it, and then pulls out a pocket knife and sharpens it real quick. Okay, one more time. You said Four of Cups.
Yep, Four of Cups.
Six of Wands reversed.
Yep.
Five of Pentacles reversed.
Correct.
She writes those down and then turns around and grabs a little box, pulls that over, peels it open, and pulls out the same book that you have for how to interpret it, and starts scribbling down notes next to each of the things that she's written down, right? Four of Cups, she starts scribbling. Six of Wands, reverse, she starts scribbling. Five of Pentacles, reverse, scribbles. So she pulls out the same book that you have, flips it to the page, Four of Cups, writes down, makes some notes, puts a little scrap of paper in that page, then pulls open another book. This one looks older. And she starts scribbling some other stuff, and she does the same thing to all three of them. And then she puts a finger, kind of holds the side of her face in a hand and looks down at her notes, taps the bottom of the pencil on the counter. Huh. Let me ask you. And she closes the notebook on her pencil. What do you make of all this?
Well, I guess starting at its simplest form, it don't bode too well. Wary, wariness, disgust, stuff that used to be fine in the past is no longer doing it in the present. Fear, treachery, disorder, chaos. Excuse me. Wasn't the happiest thing I'd ever thought I'd read, that's for sure.
She's looking at you and nodding.
Mm-hmm. But who knows, maybe I did it wrong. Maybe it was, the opposite of beginner's luck.
Well, tell me what do you think it all means put together? Is there something that it could be referencing, something it could be alluding to? Is there something you're anxious about, you think it might be talking about?
Well, not to get too heavy on you on our second casual meet here, but to me it tells me that there's something out there that's less than friendly and has an agenda.
Something.
Yeah, it couldn't be more accurate than that. Just something.
An ex-lover?
Oh, no, I'm thinking on maybe a bit more of a grander scale than that. I guess common words would be the devil, Satan. Don't get me wrong, I'm not really into the church, but I do feel like there's something going on out there. I feel like it's more coordinated than haphazard. So I got to keep asking questions.
She's nodding along. I think the most important thing is to decide for yourself what this is about, what it's talking about. The devil, maybe. Could be something else. For me, these types of readings, it's important to be realistic. There is a card simply called death. It doesn't literally mean that you're going to die or that even somebody you love is going to die. It just means that something is coming to an end. And so, but
I shouldn't take this one reading as the end-all be-all, right?
no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't take it as the end-all be-all. I wouldn't ignore it, but I wouldn't let it, keep you awake at night.
Fair
And she reaches up a hand and puts it on yours. You'll be okay.
Well,
And then she gestures toward the muffins.
I didn't want to impose, but I did notice the muffins on my way in.
Oh, I made them special.
Well, don't mind if I do, and thank you kindly. Birdie's gonna grab a sweet glazed walnut muffin, and he's gonna take his time with it. Small bites. He's not in a rush. He's not hungry. He's just gonna enjoy it, and while enjoying it, he's gonna keep up the conversation. So, that is delightful.
She's looking at you expectantly.
Yeah, you got a winner here.
Ah,
Those cookies last time were delicious, and I hate to play favorites, but if I had to choose one, these muffins got it.
well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you like them.
I really do. So when it comes to doing the readings and stuff, I couldn't find any specific instructions on duration or rate of readings. Like, am I supposed to do a reading once a day, once a month, once a year? Is it not so cut and dry?
That's entirely up to you, the individual, right? I do every morning, I shuffle my deck, and I have a deck specifically for this that's mine. It's only for me. Every morning, I shuffle it, cut it, I draw one card. And I'll write that down in a journal, and I'll take that with me throughout the day. And then, maybe once a week, sometimes longer in between, I'll do a full-on reading, especially if I have a lot on my mind. And I keep a journal. I write down what I drew and what it means and what that means to me, what that might be talking about. And some people it's more, some people it's less. Some people do a full spread every single night. Some people it's once a month. Some people it's only when they feel like they need a little bit of guidance.
Got it. So you could almost, loosely look at it as a form of prayer.
Prayer, introspection, or communications with the divine.
Yeah. Yep. Do it as often as you see you need to.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I'm not very familiar with the Rider Waite deck, but it's quite popular. But I do have one. I've used it a few times.
And that's the deck I have, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So there are different decks out there?
Many.
With like different cards and stuff?
Yeah, different art, different interpretations, different sources. Mine, for example, and she reaches over and grabs the second book that you saw her grab, right? She grabbed the same one you have and then a different one. This is the Marseille. It's much older, French, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, parlez-vous français.
But no deck is better than another. Some are maybe more researched. Some are a little bit more artistic, we'll say. And some are just embellished. Somebody wants to make money off of people that find this type of stuff interesting, and they make a thing. Hire an artist, or they themselves make art and a couple bucks.
Well, I guess folks got to make a living, right?
Sure.
Yep. Could think of better ways, but... All right. So, I guess that makes a lot of sense. Not one, many. The way you use it, the way you're kind of the person who has to interpret it, instead of like a, clergyman or something doing the interpretation for you.
You ever heard of there's a word, introspection?
Well, can't say as I've heard it, but it sounds like a deep dive into the inner self.
Yeah, getting to know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about, thinking about yourself. It's important to do, and most people don't.
Yeah. I can see I do my best to. Couldn't tell you how good I am at it.
Well, I think you're doing all right.
Thank you kindly. So,
I don't think I ever got your name.
Oh, it's Birdie.
Birdie.
Yeah.
She reaches out. Nice to meet you. Ariel.
Ariel, very nice to meet you.
And this is my store. Remarkable Reads.
Remarkable Reads. I was looking for a sign because for the life of me, last time, and I do apologize for that, I never caught your name or the name of this fine store. And it kind of irked at me throughout the week. So, thank you. Birdie's going to look around the store. Is there anyone else here?
Nope.
Huh. Well, again, with my poor behavior and imposing attitude, I was wondering if maybe you wouldn't mind walking me through another reading. I ain't forgetting the first one.
Do you want me to do one for you?
I would be forever grateful if you would.
Okay. Well, let's use your same deck then.
Absolutely, yeah. Birdie's going to reach into his satchel. Because, it wouldn't just be in his pocket. He's going to reach into his satchel and pull it out.
So she pulls out a deck, grabs your deck, asks you, Birdie Johnson, to shuffle it, then to hold it over the smoke of the incense and to blow on it, then cut it. You do those things, set the deck in front of her. She stops and asks, what are you questioning? What do you want to know?
I want to know whether or not the path I'm currently on is the path worth treading.
So then she draws the cards. She places the 3 face down and then flips the first one. It's art of a naked man and a naked woman and a fiery-looking angel wearing purple. And the two are looking up at him with the sun in the background, a mountain, a apple tree with a snake curled around it, and a burning bush. And it's reversed. She flips to that page in the book and flips open her journal again and writes it down. Okay. Flips open the next one. Flips over the next one. It's an image of 8 wands with twigs, a hilly and a grassy background with a hill and a river and a blue sky. Also reversed. She writes that down after finding the section in her book. Flips over the third. It's of a knight on a white horse with 6 wands. She writes that down. Okay. This is what these mean. The Lovers, reversed. Failure, foolish designs. 8 of Wands, also reversed. Internal dispute, stingings of conscience, and quarrels. And this one, 6 of Wands. She sits there and reads a little bit. This one signifies hope, I think. I'll read what this says. The card has been so designed that it can cover several significations. On the surface, it is a victor triumphing, but it is also great news, such as might be carried in state by the king's courier. It is the expectation crowned with its own desire. The crown of hope. Do those mean anything to you? Past, present, future, influence, current struggle, potential outcome?
Well, failure and foolish design, past. I mean, who doesn't have a bit of that in their past, right?
Right.
As far as internal dispute, quarrels, I think we all wrestle with ourselves a bit, trying to find that path, that keeps you right. And when you're young, you only have but a couple paths forward that you could see, right?
Yeah.
And, one is to behave and the other is to misbehave. So you behave yourself and start, learn how to follow rules and get the lay of the land. But the
crown of hope.
Well, crown of hope. I mean, that's the future. That's what keeps us going, isn't it?
Your first reading had a victorious enemy at the gates, discord, panic.
Mm-hmm.
And this reading talks a little bit more about struggles in the past, maybe mistakes you've made, and internal quarrels, maybe as a result of those mistakes you've made in the past, but that nevertheless there is still hope. That first reading maybe is a warning. This one, in a sense, the opposite, telling you that there is a struggle coming, but that despite your past shortcomings, there is still hope.
Just got to keep working it.
Yeah.
Well, good. I've been anticipating a bit of struggle and resistance. You know, my line of work, it's kind of par for the course, but
What do you do for work?
I look into things. Yep.
Private investigator?
Well, not so private.
Constable?
No, a little. No, I'm a U.S. Marshal.
Oh.
Yeah.
She gets this, her eyes kind of widen a little bit. A marshal?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Don't get too many lawmen in here.
Well, yeah.
I didn't do it. And she holds up her hands.
You didn't bake those delicious muffins?
Well, that I did. Yeah.
Guilty as charged. No, yeah, I guess we come in all shapes and sizes, right? You know, but although taking this job has caused me a bit of headache, it has also opened the wider world up to me a bit. You know, no longer just a shitheel down in El Paso, right? I'm up here in, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
I figured that's where the accent was from.
It's a hard thing to shuck.
Well, you shouldn't. It suits you.
Well, I thank you kindly. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing up here. But right now, on a bit of a furlough. So, there's the official missions and then there's your personal missions, right?
I presume this is a personal one. I hope.
It is definitely a personal one.
Well, good.
Yeah, yes.
Suppose you wouldn't have told me if it weren't.
Well, oh, yeah.
Either way, I think this is good. And she kind of points with her fingers toward the 3 cards. And she shuffles them back into the deck.
For the listening audience, Cody dropped a card.
No, it was the lovers. Ah! I don't remember. I didn't see which one it was. Well.
So, yeah, that's what I do. Wouldn't say that's who I am. If you don't mind me asking, what are you reading?
Huh? Oh, she looks over at the book. And she grabs it, and it's The Secret Doctrine by Helena Blavatsky. So far it has to do with, well, I don't know how much you know about this type of, stop me if you've heard this or if you have questions, but so far it has to do with like the celestial mechanics upon terrestrial events. As in, like, how astral bodies impact what we perceive and experience, along with nature of reality and existence, greater consciousnesses, cycles. It's interesting, but it's a lot of stuff that's already been touched on, and I'm not a fan of her dismissal of Darwin. Personally, I think his ideas have legs, but it seems like she has ideas she doesn't want to let go of. But other parts seem well-researched.
Well, that just tells you it was written by a human, right?
Oh, aren't we all?
Exactly. Yeah, Darwin, a lot of folks criticize, but I don't know if you just take a step back and look at it, like what, Galapagos Islands?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of just said, hey, I'm going to go here and I bet you this is what I'm going to find. What'd he do? Went there and found it.
Tortoises, finches, all that. Yeah, it's interesting stuff.
Oh, good. Hey, you ever hear about the flower he found and, his prediction of there being some kind of bird or critter that had an appendage matched up to it to feed?
And it could reach all the way down.
I mean,
we have Origin of Species over there.
Oh, I've read it. Yeah, fascinating book.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a bit dry at times, but
Well, they usually are. Scientists, in my experience, the academics, whether it be about the mundane or the cosmic, will say they tend to be dry.
it's like just put a bit of flair in there. Don't change the facts, right? Don't change the research, but man, make it palatable. I mean, what do you want? Spoonful of cod liver oil or daggum cotton candy, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. Maybe someday I'll write something. But anyway, yeah, we have some new stuff in. I haven't had time. Well, I have had time. We don't have space for it. The box is on the floor over there.
So is this I still have the books that I'm currently reading. Does the Secret Doctrine have anything to do with the Hermetic Order or the Golden Dawn? Or is that completely different?
I don't think so. She did found the Theosophical Society, but I don't think she's ever had anything to do with the Golden Dawn.
Fair enough. Well, tell you what, I thank you kindly for the reading. I will take it to heart and ponder its meaning. And yeah, I guess I'll get out of your hair.
Okay, yeah. What? You're always welcome.
I appreciate that. And thanks again for the muffin. You let me know if there's anything I can do to repay such a kind gesture.
Nothing.
Besides buy a book, right?
Well, buy a book, buy a deck, anything. Well, you have a good one. You ever need anything, you know where I am.
Ariel, it's been a pleasure.
Birdie, yes, it has.
All right, goodbye. And Birdie's going to walk out the store.
And where's he going after that?
Birdie's going to head home, and he's going to, he's actually going to spend quite a bit of time just thinking, he's going to stop at the drugstore first because he has to get whiskey. Birdie's going to swing by the drugstore and get himself a bottle of whiskey. His intent now is to go home, get comfortable, and he's going to start drinking, and he's going to start reading. Now you would say, all right, Birdie, you swing by, you grab a bottle of whiskey, you're going to,
Okay. I mean, I think how you described it is enough.
Okay.
I think that's plenty. So I'll say, okay.
So what I wanted, go ahead.
Well, just he gets home. I mean, you're allowed to describe things too. To tell me about the way that his apartment smells, the glasses that he pulls from his cabinet and fills them up. Does he just keep rinsing out the same glass and using? You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
Like fill that in. Go ahead.
I'm going to continue then. So Birdie swings by, recognizes the guy behind the counter, but there's never more than a yes, sir. Thank you. Bye. Right. Precious few words because he's just buying a bottle of booze.
Yep.
He makes his way home. He gets upstairs, unlocks his front door, shrugs off his coat and holster, sets his hat on the peg, key on the stand, and he goes into the kitchen, sets the bottle of whiskey on the counter, grabs his single low ball, splashes in it a bit of water, and pours himself a drink. Then he goes and sits on his bed, sips the whiskey, glass on the nightstand, and opens up his pamphlet to start doing a deep dive. When he goes to read it, though, he's squinting and he's having to hold the pamphlet really close to his face to try and read. His eyes have been in a bit of a fog all day.
Yep. He probably would have seen it too when he was, filling in his notebook earlier. maybe he had to lean in a little bit closer than he was used to and kind of, well, it's not that bad. I'm just going to lean in a little bit. And then, his back maybe starts to hurt from bending over more than he's accustomed to. He's like, it's whatever. I'll tough it out. And then the rest of the day goes on. Yeah. Now he's here doing the same thing.
Yeah, the lighting in here is just a little poorer than in the diner.
Yep.
Man, dang, I can't see. Can't see a thing.
It's like he can kind of make out, a little bit, right? There's a level of inference that comes with it. You can tell that certain letters are what they are, and he's read enough throughout his life that he knows, okay, well, if there's an I and an E there, then it's probably the word, beer. I don't, you know what
Peace.
I mean? Beats. Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in 7 pieces of 8.
So yeah.
All right, Birdie's he knows what time of day it is. It's, 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
Dang it. He puts down the rest of his whiskey because he's not going to dump it. Leaving it in a glass by itself for too long, you lose all the flavor.
Oh, yeah, it gets haunted.
Yeah, it does get haunted. And he's going to shrug on his holster, put on his coat, his hat, and he's going to head back outside. And he has no idea where to go to see an eye doctor. So he's going to go down to the main entry hall, see if there's anybody there.
I feel like Birdie would have seen, like an eye place while he's walking around. Yeah, I mean,
oh, okay.
It's like when you're walking around and there's like a furniture store, but you don't need furniture, but you know that it's there. And then 6 months later, it's like, oh man, I need a chair. I walk past that place. There's a furniture store down the street.
Okay, if Birdie has passed one in his walks, then absolutely.
Oh yeah. There most assuredly would be a place that has like, big graphics of like
Ollivander's
eyeballs.
Oculators.
Yes.
Cut that.
Leave that in.
I'm just kidding.
Leave it in, goddammit.
You're going to get sued by J.K. Rowling.
Oh, is that all right, yeah, I guess.
Ollivander?
I never read the books.
Did you watch the movies?
The first, 3.
Man, you really need to up your Potter game.
I know.
Ollivander is the wand store where you go to get your wand.
Oh, I saw the first 3 in theaters when they came out and then never...
Theater.
Anyway, so Birdie does remember walking past like an eye doctor. There was a building in between, 2 other businesses that had photos of eyes and looked very doctory.
Birdie is going to make his way to the eye doctor.
He starts walking that way. It's kind of near where Nelson's bookstore is. Also kind of by the pharmacy that he gets his liquor from. He walks for 10, 20 minutes-ish, 15. And a drip of something wet smacks the brim of Birdie's hat. Another smack lands on the tip of his new boots, the ones he got from the Bolnoskris. His eyes look down, still a touch blurry, but they see something moving along the pavement. Small black dots scramble around a patch of brown, rising from a crack in the otherwise uniform sidewalk. He leans down to get a better look at the anthill. The little black specks are adding dirt to the side of the mound, making it taller, wider, and more secure. It seems so familiar. Everything else around him fades for a moment. The road and the asphalt seem as if they go on for eternity in that moment. Another drop of rain falls near the pile of dirt. Its splash, a tremendous explosion near one ant. This one sticks out. Unlike the others, it's meandering away from the mouth of its home. He feels like he's met him, then shakes his head. Met who? When suddenly a passerby, talking loudly, bumps into Birdie. The man turns as he continues walking and apologizes. Birdie looks around and observes the city, bustling despite the rain. People running or walking while carrying parasols over their head. He looks back down at the anthill. It lays flat, stepped on by the man that bumped into him. The lone ant nearby doesn't move. It stirs still for what must be seconds, though they feel like minutes. Then it crawls away under the wooden trim of the optometrist Birdie is standing in front of.
Ba-ling-ling-ling-ling.
Birdie walks into the optometrist. As he does, the door proudly displays American Optometric Association, or proud member of the American Optometric Association, which is a real organization. Inside is an older gentleman wearing garb similar to that of a doctor. He himself wears glasses, has thin white hair, and a mustache. He looks over from the instruments that he's tinkering with and sees Birdie walking in. Hello. What can I do for you?
Hello. Well, my vision's got a bit fuzzy of late, and I was hoping to get that remedied.
Bit fuzzy. Okay. My name is Richardson.
Dr. Richardson, my name is Hubert Johnson. Nice to meet you.
He wouldn't go by doctor. Mr. Richardson. And then, nice to meet you. Your vision. Well, have a seat. He gestures toward a nice-looking chair.
Birdie will take a seat and take his hat off.
It's very rigid, very, very upright. Birdie, I'm sure, has decent posture, but this is very correct posture. Very right angle. The Mr. Richardson sits down in a stool with ball bearings at the bottom, wheels over to you, and he looks at your eyes. I'm going to touch you a little bit. Is that okay?
Go right ahead.
All right. And he kind of looks at your eyes, kind of holds open your eyelids a little bit on each eye. And he wheels over, makes a little note. Then he stands up and pushes over a projector. What looks like a screen. But then he goes over and pulls some posters that have letters and numbers that progressively get smaller and smaller. He pushes that back to a little line that's been drawn on the floor. Tell me, well, hold on. He goes up. Hold this over your left eye.
Okay.
He hands you a spoon type of thing. Read until you can't read anymore.
Okay. EHC2WT. Next row. PBR 727. Next one. Kind of make them out a little bit, but it's more of a guess at this point.
Okay. Well, and then he reaches over, grabs another poster, clips that in. Now the other eye.
All right.
And then he makes some notes in his thing.
A8 3
etc. But it's essentially the same as the other one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he makes another note. Then he pulls out the poster, sets it down, rolls that up, slides it to the side. Then he wheels over to you, and on a hinge connected to the chair is a small table. And he grabs that and peels it around. There's a candle on that. And he lights that with a match. Lights it. It's quite bright. Then he pulls out a small round mirror with a tiny little hole in the middle. Now, this is going to be a little bright. I need you to keep your eyes open.
Okay.
And he holds this mirror up to your eye, reflecting the light from the candle into your eye. And he moves it over and over and up and down. Look to the left, to the right,
Okay.
up,
Yep.
down.
This is really uncomfortable.
Yes, it must be. I'm sorry. And then he writes down in his journal, does the same thing to your other eye, writes that down. Okay. Wait right there.
Yes, sir.
Behind you, you hear a big, heavy thing being wheeled over to you. And it's a large black apparatus that it almost looks like two film reels, right? But with a little hole for your eyes. He pushes that over to you. And then you see him like lean down and he click, 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 moves the two eye holes right to about where your eyes are. Then he wheels the...
Projector.
Yes, thank you. And he clips up a new poster with numbers and letters. Now, tell me, which one looks better? And he flips 1, 2. 1, 2.
One looks a bit better.
Okay. 4, 5. 4, 5.
4. 4 looks better.
7, 8.
Oh, definitely 8. Definitely 8.
And then he goes through this, both eyes. He's writing all these down. He pushes it over to the side. Okay. And then you hear whoosh, some more writing. He hands you a slip of paper. It's got some numbers, plus this, minus that. Well, now, tell me, how would you like your glasses to be fitted to your face? Around the ears? On the nose? And he points with both fingers to the bridge of the nose. You've seen people with the...
The pinch ones.
Yep.
You know, I think supported by the ears would be good, but I need them to be like I don't work at a desk, right? So I need these to be
Strong. Very strong.
formidable. Yeah,
Yes.
they got to stay on my face if I got to run.
Okay. How about something like this? And he shows you, and it looks like two round, like, glasses that have a really thick, like, wire-looking thing. And then at the back of them is almost like a loop that would go kind of around the ears.
You know, that could work. I mean,
Some people would even attach a string to the back of them, put that around the back of the neck.
hey, you're talking about a lanyard.
Yes. Something akin.
Yeah, I'd definitely do that. You know something? Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping you were going to tell me this is all temporary.
No, I can see that there's a irregularity in your cornea of your eye. It's the light penetrates in, and it should focus into one point, but that's what that mirror you said was uncomfortable. I can see it is not focusing into one point, but multiple.
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying. So what you're saying is it ain't temporary. Like,
No, but it is correctable.
well, correctable is fine by me. I just don't want to have to squint and hold stuff close to my face to read it.
No. These will be $1.74. You'll have to come back in 2 days.
$1.74, 2 days. That is mighty steep, isn't it?
Well, these are the going rates. You can talk to somebody like me, or you can talk to somebody who will peddle you spectacles that don't do anything.
I mean, you know, I get it, right? You know, there's a bunch of work and stuff that goes on here, but $1.74, I mean, you know, heck, that's more than a week's rent. You know, like clearly I'm new to this, right? So maybe that's just the going rate. You guys got yourselves a bit of a system here, but I mean, $1.74.
He goes over and scribbles a little bit. $1.63.
Well, I mean, we're off to a good start. I'll tell you what, I need my sight back, so you got yourself a deal.
Very good. Come back 2 days.
All right, 2 days. I'll see you then.
Very good.
Birdie's going to leave.
Does Birdie want to do anything else
I know that
today?
Birdie is not going to do anything else today except go home, try to squint at his books a little bit, but he's probably going to be focusing more on the drinking than anything else.
And he does that. Candlelit room, dark, maybe burning some more of that incense he got from Ariel, drinking from his one and only lowball, and then eventually laying his head to rest.
Better day job.
Shit. I can quit right now. Star. All right. It's that time, guys, where we are learning from our past mistakes, like we hopefully do in the real world when we make real life mistakes. Let's do, how did we do it last time? We just kind of ran down the line, and if you failed something, then you both rolled for it. And
Yes.
what dice did we roll? It was a
D20?
It was a D4, I believe.
Yeah, at least a D50. Yeah.
D20.
I'd like to do we'll do a D4. And Sedesky, I haven't told you this yet, but both of your characters will have the opportunity to train something during their time in between chapter 2 and chapter 3.
Good. I was
So-
going to ask if I could do that.
Yeah. So I'll have each of you pick a stat right now, and we'll start by rolling that one, regardless if you failed or not at that stat in the last investigation.
Birdie will go first on that. He's actually quite ashamed that his navigation skills are so low. He's like, man, cavalryman, ranger, marshal, and I don't know how to read a daggum map proper. So he's gonna grab his cavalryman's book. I don't know if they actually had a handbook written back then.
I'm sure they had,
Something.
you could go to the library and spend a day, and then maybe he takes a hike out into the woods and just, tries to really learn himself.
Mm-hmm.
And we can do that, or at least mention it when we go and record the rest of it. Go ahead and roll.
All right.
And make it a 1d4 plus 1 for this, because this is a deliberate effort to learn. So 1d4 plus 1.
That is a 2 plus 1 is a 3.
So add 3 to your navigate. You are 3% better at navigating.
Yes. 14.
Sedesky, what is Clay's?
Clay wants to take some time and study the art of psychoanalyze a little bit so he can better read people.
And how do you suppose he would do that? Library time,
Yeah, library time, books.
practice on real people? Like I'm imagining he like goes to library, checks out a book, reads a couple things like, oh, if you see somebody's eye twitch, and then when he's at the coffee shop, he's like really looking at their eyes to see if they're twitching,
Yeah, he would probably go to like the year equivalent of a therapist. And instead of like going there for therapy, just go there to ask them questions about how they do what they do.
Okay. Roll your D4. Plus 1.
2 plus 1, 3.
Copycat.
Now, we get to the gristle of the event. DuBois. We'll start from the very top. What is...
The first thing.
Yeah, I don't have a character sheet in front of me, so I can't go
How
down the
about we
list.
both compare ours? Because my first one in alphabetical order that I have a check mark next to is library use.
I do not.
Well, no, I mean, so you see this right here? Do you have any
Yeah.
in this column or in this column?
Oh, we want to do it like that?
Yeah, I was just going to go down,
Just so we're not
alphabetical
jumping-
order.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's start with archaeology.
Okay, roll your D4.
That is a 3.
So you now have a 4 in archaeology.
I now have an 8.
Oh.
Oh. All right.
I don't know. I can't bounce these two back and forth.
Okay, we'll go down each person's list. So your first one was archaeology. His first one is library use.
Library use.
Do you also have library use? So go ahead and roll.
That is a 2. Birdie's library use is now a 62.
What is Clay's next down the list?
Persuade.
Birdie also has a persuade check.
Okay.
Tate rolled a 3.
I also rolled a 3.
Copycat.
My persuade is now a 64. Oh, I should erase the check marks too.
All right. What's next? What's Birdie's next one?
Stealth. Do you have stealth?
I do have stealth.
Yep.
4.
Nice.
2.
Man, if I just hadn't slipped on that railing.
I just
Right.
edited that part. That was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, psychology.
Does Birdie have psychology at all?
Nope.
1.
Okay.
What's Birdie's next?
His last one, it's track.
Did Clay track at all?
Successfully.
Okay.
So Birdie's track, he gets 1 additional point, so he's now at 11. Yeah,
Hey, he's
moving on up.
10% better than he was.
That's right.
And what of Clay? What is Clay's next failure?
Give me 1 second. Fast talk.
Roll it up. Oh, you failed a fast talk also.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Puts me
It was a
at
critical
8.
failure.
Well, then that means I should probably roll twice. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I
That was when you were like, well, at least we didn't shoot your son.
thought that was him.
No, you said that.
Oh, yeah, I do remember the critical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least we didn't shoot him.
Why would you shoot him? He's like- yeah, that's a really funny part.
Spot hidden.
Okay. Did Birdie not roll spot hidden? Or did he not fail a spot hidden?
He must not have failed the spot hidden. I don't remember him doing that.
Okay.
That's a 3 for 67.
Nice.
What are you capping things at?
80, 85.
I think it's 70. I'm going to require like dedicated training
Okay.
to improve it.
Okay.
And then at that point, at 70, you would lose your +1. And then at 80, you're actually going to get a -1 to the roll.
Okay. Are we still doing +1s for all these?
No.
No.
Just the
Or that's
dedicated.
only dedicated training?
yeah.
Okay.
The +1 is only for dedicated
That's
training.
Okay. And I
Up,
also
up till 70.
I
Then from
also-
70 to 80, it's just flat out. And then 80 up, it's -1.
I also failed a psychoanalyze.
Oh, yeah. Go, yeah. So I would allow a double down on that. Yeah.
3.
There you go.
He's learning.
He learned real quick. That's it for Birdie. Should I get out of here?
We'll just finish whatever he's got, and then we'll kick you the flip out of
Okay,
here.
got it.
Tate failed Birdie's best stat. Ride.
Ride.
What is Birdie's ride?
80.
Is it really?
Hell yeah.
Holy shit.
I don't know how useful that'd be in a rolling situation. But I mean, like, I don't know when you'd need to roll for riding, but
If you don't ride ever
yeah.
and you're riding a horse.
Oh, no, I mean, like, I guess he'd have to be on horseback. Then, like, someone has to, like, shoot at him or something.
Yeah, like he's being chased. He's trying to get somewhere fast. You know, so he's trying to ride somewhere where time is of the essence. You know.
Yep. And he ain't doing it in one of them heathen machines either.
And first aid. 1. That's it for me.
All right. Well, now we're gonna kick out DuBois, and we're
Fine.
gonna start the at-home scenes
I'm going to pee in
after he pees.
re-up my...
You guys ever watch that video about the guy in the potion cellar? He's potion cellar. I require your strongest potions.
You can't handle my potions, traveler.
I love that video. It just lives in my head. What do the kids say, right? It lives in my head rent free. It really, I pay it to live there. It's like, it brings me so much delight when I think of that video. But regardless, hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy Zenner here to give you a post-show update on stuff. We are hard at work on Chapter 3, also known as The Blessed Below, and we will be taking a 2-week hiatus from uploading starting today. And in 2 weeks, we'll have Chapter 3 ready to go, and we'll start posting that. Couple things. What are a couple things? Get out of here. Patreon. Hey, we got a Patreon. If you want to support the show, we really appreciate it. Got some fun little content on there. Got a lot more coming down the pipe. Merch. We have merch. It's good merch. Great merch. The best merch. Huge. It's t-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, stickers, etc. And eventually more, probably. I should also add with Patreon, there's a couple other fun little tiers that we have. And I do want to shout out Steak and Totoro's Bang Bus for being the best. Couple of guys on there, cool dudes. And if I wasn't so busy, I would be hanging out with them all the time, whether that be on Helldivers 2 or playing a Blade Runner game or something. But alas, I have a full-time job and a cat that I must feed, and a show that I must write and produce and record. And, well, God damn it, it's sometimes hard to find time to just build my little model aeroplanes or bake bread. You know, DuBois taught me how to bake bread recently, and I tried to do that when I got home before, you know, putting the final touches on this episode and then hitting upload. And you know what? It turned out really good, but I made way too little of it. It looked, I put it in a bread pan and everything. It came out looking like a fucking pancake. It's kind of like actually hilarious, but it was, you know, delicious. Or maybe like a really big Pop-Tart, but just without the frosting. That's what it looked like, not what it tasted like. Either way, Patreon, you get some cool Discord perks as well, which leads me into, hey guys, we have a Discord. Hop in there, chat with people, start a conversation, spark a conversation, give a hot take about the show, about a movie you just watched, okay? Weapons was really good. I got to see High and Low, the Akira Kurosawa movie with some friends recently, and that was really cool, in a movie theater. It was really neat. I like a lot of Kurosawa's movies. They're, you know, in my opinion, some of them really drag, where it's just like, man, that was maybe like 15 minutes too long. But also it's like, I couldn't imagine what 15 minutes you would cut. You know what I mean? Anyway, who cares? What other announcements do I have? I don't think I really have any more. I went over Patreon. I went over Discord. I went over the merch. I went over the announcement that we'll be taking a brief hiatus. Oh, here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that the F-15 has a kill-death ratio of 104-0 in air-to-air combat? Over the past 50 years, the F-15 has scored 104 confirmed kills, but has never been shot down in an air-to-air engagement, not once. And it's also the only airplane that has ever shot down a satellite. That was the airplane nicknamed the Celestial Eagle, flew way the fuck up there and shot down a satellite. And if you don't realize how massive of an achievement that is, just look up how fast satellites move and how far away they are. Like, it's crazy stuff. So anyway, I'm sure you guys don't really care that much, but I think it's all really interesting, and maybe you do too a little bit, and it's okay if you don't. And if you don't, hop in the Discord and tell me what I should care about. Tell me something interesting, please. God, I need it. And, you know, buy your old Parasol hat. And either way, I will see y'all in a few weeks. Bye.